And so she said, I'm going to take my size 5 pointy steel-toed stilettos and kick your butt through the phone if you don't get out there and door knock. So I went out door knocking, went through a neighborhood, never farmed the neighborhood. I knocked on 500 doors.
Wow, 500 doors.
500 doors.
How long did it take you to knock 500 doors by yourself?
It took a couple weeks. Yeah, it took weeks.
So in your morning, day to day,
I had no business. What else did I have to do?
Right. So that's a good lesson. Like if you could sit around, I guess, and complain about it. You could do that. Absolutely. That doesn't help bring business, though.
Nothing.
So you got up and you went outside and you did 500 doors.
I knocked on 500 doors, and what's interesting is I talked to 150 people.
Okay. So you got about 150 to 500. Yeah, that's a 30%.
I got
30% conversation rate.
150 names, phone numbers, email addresses. Well, you tell me, how else can you can't get that many talking to somebody on the phone.
Right. You could buy leads if you wouldn't get 30%.
Can't get
30% of.
So I got a listing in there.
Okay.
I sold that, and then I door knocked around the listing. Again, in the same neighborhood, people were seeing me 2 or 3 times by now.
Okay.
And then, a couple years later, I had 25 sales in the same neighborhood.
Dominated.
And I never farmed a neighborhood, but I knew everybody there, and they knew me. And the door knocking just got me everywhere. But the best part about door knocking, I've knocked on over 10,000 doors.
Wow. Let's take inventory of that. 10,000 doors.
10,000 doors. So we were talking earlier about that magician. He's probably got 10,000 hours at playing a piano and doing card tricks.
Right.
So when I put 10,000 hours in, realtors in general, salespeople, we love to talk. The best lesson I learned was how to listen.
Right.
And I honed a great script, and we'll do a role play.
Okay.
I love my door knocking script. I've honed it over years. I got a great door knocking piece of paper that I check things off while I'm at the door.
Okay. So when you come to the door, knock on the door, you guys want to run through it now?
Yeah, we can just do a role play.
Yeah,
quick. This is the best way to do this.
So you're prepared.
I've got a notebook. I'm sitting there. I usually pull up the tax records because I want to know. I get excited when I see a tax record where somebody's owned their house for like 10, 15 years. They bought it in the low, and now we're in the high. And then I know I might just skip a few doors. They just bought 2 years ago when the market was high, and there's no way there's them.
So we'll start with you do your homework. You're not just drive another street and then you just turn into the street and just park and get out and start knocking doors.
No, you got to do your homework. And I get giddy like when I knock on a door and I hear somebody coming to the door. It's like
it's about to happen.
I'm thinking money in the bank. So the first thing is your attitude when you're going up to the door, because door knocking in general, it's a scary thing. You're meeting people that you don't even know. You don't think, oh, am I even qualified to be doing this? Why am I doing this? It's freaking 100 degrees out, or it's 30 degrees out, and I've knocked on doors in both, and it ain't fun. Right. But, so I'm walking up to the door. All I'm thinking is, think about this. If you're the old-fashioned cash registers.
Yeah.
So you go cha-ching.
Right.
I want you to try that. What does that do to your face?
Cha-ching. Like you smile.
You
can't help
it. Right. So the best thing you can do is you put a big smile on your face, and all I'm thinking is, I hear somebody coming to the door. I'm getting excited because this is money. Right. I want to talk to people. If I don't talk to anybody, that's a waste of my time.
Right.
So I'm all excited. So they come to the door, and I knock, knock, knock.
All right. Hi.
Hi, I'm Rich DiGiovanna. I'm a real estate broker with RE/MAX, and we just sold your neighbor's house down the street. We had multiple offers over full price, and I'm always looking for more people that might be thinking about buying and selling, and I was just curious. Do you have any thoughts of making a move either now or in the near future?
Well, we were kind of discussing it, but I think we're probably going to stay put for now. I know that house down the street. I saw they had the sign in the yard. So you guys sold that house?
Yeah, we sold it under contract in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a lot of interest in it. How long have you been here?
I've been 16 years.
16 years. Oh my God. What do you like most about this home in the neighborhood?
Oh, I love it. It's even though we're right by the highway, we're still a little bit secluded. So it's not like, it's still a few turns to get to our neighborhood, and it's pretty quiet over here.
Right. So the seclusion, the privacy is really important to you.
Yeah.
Great. Anything you don't like about the neighborhood or the house?
No, well, I think, we've kind of outgrown it a little bit, and the and the kids are bigger now than when they were weren't even born yet when we moved in. So we're thinking we might need a little bit more space.
Oh, that's great. How much more do you think you might need?
Maybe. Well, we're in a 3-bedroom now, so maybe we're thinking we might go to 4 or 5. We're just thinking about it.
You ever thought about putting an addition on this one, or?
We hadn't thought about that.
That's great. So, is there a time frame you were thinking about maybe making a move?
Well, if now that you've mentioned, we were thinking if we were going to do something, it probably would be in the spring, maybe next year.
Great. I take 1-year appointments. I take appointments up to 5 or 10 years. So,
wow.
What I like to do is keep in touch with you. We send out what's called a home evaluation. It's a great tool, and it's great information on what's going on with all the neighborhood values. And my clients absolutely love it. And I promise you, it's not junk mail. And we send it out it can go out every 2 weeks, every quarter, every year. How often would you like to get it?
And there's no obligation or anything.
No, you can cancel at any time.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'd be open to like a monthly.
Every month? Great. We'll send it to you every month, and it's emailed to you. What's the best email address for you?
Okay, got it. Melvin at exitflagship.com.
Beautiful. Let me ask you a silly question. Is there a price you'd even consider being a seller today?
Well, well, sure. You mean like a make me move type of thing?
Absolutely. If I found a buyer for your house today, what would you sell it to them for? What would be a price you'd even consider?
We've been looking online. We think our house is worth like 600, but so I guess if we got 700, I guess
Awesome.
move.
Yeah, we're probably not quite there yet, but I think in a year or two, depending on the market, we could get there. And what's great, what I'd like to do is when it does get to 700, I'd like to give you a call. What's the best number to reach out?
Sure. 202-391 or 418. Yep.
Beautiful. And I promise I never will spam you, or I'll only call you when I have a really serious buyer.
Okay. No, that sounds good.
Yeah. So you said you had some kids that were getting a little older?
Yeah.
How old are they?
Yeah. Well, now they're 14, 16, and 17.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
When
that's
we first
a great
moved
age.
here, that it was different.
So you raised them all here then?
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I can see a house getting a lot smaller then.
Yeah. It's our time this year. We're ready to have a serious conversation about it.
Good. Well, we're going to keep in touch.
Okay.
I'd love to be your realtor of choice. And I've got 36 years in the business doing this, and I'd love to have you on my team, and we'll take great care of you when it gets a little closer to that time when you're getting serious about making a move.